Hey everybody, time for another update. Hopefully this time with some useful information for you. But first I'd like to thank everybody for all of the love and support. It's been pretty overwhelming and awesome, and I've got like the most coolest friends in the world. Thanks a million for being there. And would also like to thank my lovely wife helping me navigate through all this stuff. I would be probably pretty lost without her. So thanks, baby. So I spent the better part of last week like drinking my nutrition. Couldn't really eat something solid because of the freaking pain that was going on in there. But yesterday I finally had a scrambled egg with cheese, and it was awesomely delicious. So met with the doctors and discussed the results of the biopsy, and it looks like I'm hovering between stage 2 and 3 squamous cell carcinoma, which has settled in my tonsil, and so far hasn't spread anywhere else except for the lymph node right there. So that's a good thing. An earlier diagnosis claimed that I had a virus called Epstein-Barr. This has been corrected. They're now claiming that I have a virus called HPV. And according to the CDC, about 79 million Americans have it. Most of us don't know we've got it. It can lay dormant for years and years before it does anything. And in most cases, the antibodies in your body defeat it and it's gone. But in some cases, it can turn into cancer. And it looks like this is probably what happened in my case. In communicating with a lot of folks online, it seems to be a pretty common theme among cancer patients that have this type of carcinoma. So I have 3 treatment options, and all 3 have the same chance of success. The docs are giving me an 85% chance of full-on recovery, so chances are pretty good. The first option is surgery plus radiation therapy. On this one, they're going to cut out the tonsil, cut out not only the swollen lymph node, but a string of them all the way down to the collarbone, and a couple on this side as well. And they would perform biopsies on some of these other lymph nodes and make sure that it hasn't spread over to that, and then would continue on with 6 weeks of radiation therapy. And of course there are pros and cons like all of these choices. One of the cons that's a little scary is nerve damage, where some of your movements will be restricted. There's a lot of nerves going on around here that control a lot of things, and some of that could be damaged. The chances of that happening are pretty rare, so yeah, it's not a huge factor on the decision-making process. The second option is chemotherapy plus radiation therapy. I would get a dose of chemo once a week and then 5 days a week of radiation therapy. So far, to me, this option's not really tripping my trigger, but we'll certainly do some more research on it. The third option is immunotherapy plus radiation. And in this particular type of treatment, they will stimulate your own immune system to fight the cancer. Now, this sounds pretty interesting, and I'm going to do a little bit more research on this. Yeah, it sounds like it might be a little bit more beneficial, like if there are other bad things going on in your body, then your boosted immune system, might take care of this. That's my own hypothesis, so don't take me for the fact guy on that crap, but it's just kind of common sense to me that that would be the case. Anyway, like I said, all of these methods have their own pros and cons. They all have their own side effects that you would have to consider, but they all three give the same chance of success. So it's kind of it's kind of tough. Multiple choice, A, B, or C. There's no D. There's no all of the above or none of the above. Gonna have to get it on with something or another. So, yeah, the doc, while in counsel yesterday, I asked him, what would be the best for me? And, he really could not make that decision for me. A lot of people don't like the thought of the cancer being in them, so they choose surgery to cut it out immediately. Some people don't like the idea of surgery. It's too invasive. It's too scarring. They don't want to go through all of that. And that really doesn't bother me either. It's more like what is going to be the most effective way to go, the best chance to kick this in the ass. And I'm kind of leaning towards the immunotherapy. I'm going to do a little bit more research on it, and but got to make a decision very soon. I mean, we need to get this show on the road. So, yeah, we'll keep you updated on the process. And thanks for watching, and thanks for the love and support, and all of you other folks out there that are going through this. I encourage you to share your stuff in the comment section, and let's kind of support each other on this, because that's where it's at. A positive vibe is nothing but helpful during all of this. So thanks again, and we'll chat at you soon. Adios.